Hi guys, so today we're taking a little trip to the Apple store to get a new iPhone, but we are not getting the iPhone 15 and not even the iPhone 14. We are probably gonna get an iPhone 13 today, which I feel like wouldn't be many people's first choice in 2024 because there are better options out on the market today. But I'm actually really excited to get this iPhone. This is gonna work as my second iPhone because I already have the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So you're probably wondering why I would need a second phone. I'm gonna explain later, I promise. But yeah, since it's gonna be my second phone, I'm just looking for kind of the cheapest iPhone out there. For some reason I thought the iPhone 12 was still selling on the Apple store, but it's actually not. So the cheapest iPhones you can get in 2024 on the Apple store are the iPhone SE or the iPhone 13. So it's either one of those I'm gonna get, but I feel like iPhone 13 might be a little bit of a more future-proof option than the iPhone SE, but I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't know a lot about the iPhone SE, and to be honest, I barely remember what the iPhone 13 was like because it came out a few years ago. But yeah, here you can see the lineup of iPhones you can currently get at the Apple store. So you have iPhone 15 Pro, 15, iPhone 14, and iPhone 13 and SE. So you actually have all the iPhone models right here, like even the 12, even though they're not being sold at the Apple store. As you can see, it's only available at authorized resellers. So I mean, you could definitely get this one in 2024, but I feel like it's a pretty good indication. If Apple is still selling the iPhone model in the store, it's a pretty good indication that they still kind of recommend you to buy it. Like, not saying that you can't get an iPhone 12 in 2024, but just the fact that Apple is still selling a product in the store and didn't discontinue it means that it's probably more future-proof than the older model. So I do feel like getting an iPhone 13 in 2024 is better than an iPhone 12, but that's just me. Here we can see a little comparison. This is iPhone 13 and iPhone SE 3rd generation. So honestly, the prices aren't too different. This one's starting from $599 and this one from $429. So they're both kind of in the same price range. And secondly, the iPhone 13 comes in so many different colors. This one only comes in 3 colors, but the probably biggest difference is the iPhone 13 has a much bigger display. The iPhone SE just looks a little bit older because it still has the black frames. Honestly, I feel like that's kind of a deal breaker for me because I love my big screen. This is the iPhone 15 Pro Max, so it's obviously a very big. You also have a better camera on the iPhone 13, but they both have the A15 Bionic chip, and this is a big thing. You also have Face ID on the iPhone 13, but only Touch ID on the iPhone SE. So I feel like the iPhone 13 isn't too far away from the latest iPhones, but the iPhone SE is definitely gonna feel like you got an older iPhone. But alright, let's head to the Apple store to go iPhone shopping. So when we got to the Apple store, we had to look for a long time to find any other phones than the iPhone 15 because look at this, literally 50% of the entire Apple store is the iPhone 15. So it's pretty clear that this is Apple's main product and they're really trying to push this one out to customers. But I mean, obviously they would want people to get the latest iPhone, but this is not the phone we're getting today. We're getting the iPhone 13. And I found a little section of the Apple store that had the older iPhone models. Like, they had one single iPhone 13 and one single iPhone SE. Luckily, they happen to have the iPhone 13 in the color I want to get, which is obviously the pink one. And I'm not gonna lie, even though I already have the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I got kind of tempted to get the iPhone 15 instead of the 13 because first of all, just look at those beautiful colors. I love that the iPhone 15 comes in like pastel colors and so many different ones, so there's really an option for everyone. But honestly, this black iPhone 15 looks so good. It's so classy. But actually, if you compare the iPhone 15 and the iPhone 13, they look very similar if you just look at the design. I also considered getting the iPhone SE, but as you can tell, this one looks much older than the iPhone 13 and especially the iPhone 15. With the iPhone SE, you're getting a lot of the older features of the iPhone, like the home button instead of Face ID, and also the thick black bars, so you're getting a smaller screen size. Honestly, the price difference wasn't that big between the iPhone SE and the iPhone 13. It wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be. And also the price difference between the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 15 was like $300. I think it's different for different countries, but for me it was about $300. So what you get for about $300 more if you go for the iPhone 15 instead of the iPhone 13 is the A16 Bionic chip instead of the A15 Bionic chip, which just makes the iPhone 15 feel a bit faster and it can manage more tasks at the same time. Also, a big difference, even though the cameras look very similar, the iPhone 15 has a 48 megapixel main camera and the iPhone 13 a 12 megapixel camera. So if you want to make sure to get the best camera quality, you should definitely go for the iPhone 15, I think. But with that said, the iPhone 13 camera is really good, and if you're just taking pictures for personal use, I think the iPhone 13 is definitely enough. The iPhone 15 also has the USB-C port, and the iPhone 13 still has the Lightning port, but I mean, I wouldn't pay $300 more just to get the USB-C port. I always do wireless charging for my iPhone, so it doesn't even matter what port they have. Also, these ones have kind of the same battery life. It only differs 1 hour in battery life between the iPhone 15 and iPhone 13. So honestly, the iPhone 13 is doing really good with the battery. If the iPhone 15 came out 2 years later but only has 1 hour longer battery, and they both charge at the same speed, and they both come in the same storage options. One thing that is a little bit different for the iPhone 15 is the design is more of a matte finish. The iPhone 13 has a little bit of a glossy finish, or a very glossy finish actually. As you can see, it reflects a lot, but you're probably gonna have a case on anyways, so this is not even gonna matter. Also, I don't think you can tell just from looking at the iPhones, but the iPhone 15 has more curved edges than the iPhone 13, which just makes it more comfortable, I guess, to hold the iPhone. But again, if you're gonna have a case on, this probably isn't even gonna matter. So looking at all of this, it makes it pretty clear that the iPhone 13 is still worth to get in 2024. It is a very good phone, and yeah, I was feeling very tempted to get another iPhone 15 because look at this beautiful pink color of the iPhone 15. It's definitely a more vibrant color than the pink iPhone 13. And also, we were just surrounded by iPhone 15s in the Apple store. I think they had like 50 different iPhone 15s, but one single iPhone 13. This was the only iPhone 13 I could find in the store. Here you can see the color difference of the iPhone 13 pink and the iPhone 15 pink. Honestly, the iPhone 13 kind of looks washed out next to the iPhone 15, but I promise it's still a really beautiful color. It just doesn't look as vibrant as the iPhone 15, but I've always wanted a really neutral pink iPhone. So honestly, if you ask me, this is the perfect shade because I feel like you're not gonna get tired of that like vibrant pink after a few weeks since it's more of a softer pink. So here you can see the price of the iPhone 13. This was around $900, which is a lot more than in the US. I think it's like $600 in the US. So we're leaving the Apple store because I need to think about which one I'm gonna get. Yeah, we're probably coming back today. My dog is so hyped because I just got home. Hey. Hi. Yeah. Oh. Molly, do you want to check out my new phone? Look. What is it? She's scared. Yeah. Okay, so we got the iPhone. I'm obsessed. I don't think I've ever been this happy for an iPhone just because this one is pink and it feels like I got myself a Barbie phone. Is it bad that I want to switch out my 15 Pro Max to this one just because this one's pink? You're also wearing pink. Look, we're all pink. Also, I'm just really excited because I don't think I've ever gotten the regular size of the iPhones. Like, I've always gotten the Max models or Plus models. This is the regular 13. 13 actually comes in a mini model in case you want to get a mini iPhone, but they didn't sell that one at the Apple store. This is the regular size. I was actually debating for my next phone if I was gonna get the regular size or continue doing the Max models. This will be super good so I can see like which one I prefer. Surprise! Pink iPhone.
Thank you, thank you. Looks good.
You took my iPhone.
Yeah, it's mine.
Do you want a pink iPhone?
Yeah, why not?
Alright, but yeah, so the reason I got a second phone, let's just talk about that for a minute. But okay, so I had this idea of just getting a second phone to use for anything like business related. So instead of answering emails on my usual phone, I'm gonna use my business phone for doing that. And also if I'm doing customer service, it's so much nicer having everything on a separate phone. Lately, I've just also been trying to set up a US-based SIM and app store on this phone, but then like I'm running into a lot of issues when I want to switch back. And also obviously you can't use two phone numbers at once. I feel like this might actually be pretty useful. At least that's what I hope for. We're gonna try it out. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm gonna unbox it tomorrow, so stay tuned for the unboxing video. So far, I feel really optimistic about the iPhone 13, even in 2024. I feel like it's a good buy in 2024, but we'll see. Hopefully it won't let us down. Stay tuned for the unboxing, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!